and we need to get our chops back, keep working on that. And for this purpose, I've actually done some changes to my Strat to make it even more Yngwie stylish than it was before. And what I did was I shielded the whole cavity, the pick guard, and basically everything, even the backside here. So just to be able to turn up the gain, right, with try to minimize the noise. And I changed to 08 strings, so I have an 08 on top. It's the first time ever, and it's very cool. I like it a lot. And probably the biggest change I did was to, I don't know what the right word is, but I kind of anchored the tremolo, so it's not floating anymore. And that had a major impact on tone. It sounded much beefier, basically, than just a floating 2-point tremolo seems very thin sounding. Vipin, what's up, my man? How you doing? You doing good today? Done any practicing? Where are you from? Many questions. Feel free to answer any or none. Okay, so I think we're ready to do a little bit of playing, maybe. Let's see here. Here's a backing track I did right before the summer. It's called Orchestral Chill Bop. Doing fine, good, Vipin. Awesome, me too. Mondays can be good. So this will be E harmonic minor. Yeah, we got my man Sayori. What's up? India, cool. That's a country I've never been to. Stockholm, Sweden here, by the way. Is there any like shred guitar metal scene in India? Sorry for my lack of knowledge. I love you, KristoferDahl. I love you too, Sayori. Thanks for all the great comments you post, and just for being very active on my channel. It means the world. Plus, you're actually a member, so that means you support my work financially, and that, of course, means the world to me. So thank you so much. Ooh, when am I gonna jam with my friend again? Good question. I did meet him just a few weeks ago when he's moved to a new location. So and we did jam a little bit, but we didn't live stream or anything like that. I also have a video of another jam with two friends. I might post that one if you're interested. Nothing too special, but it's always good fun. So I hope sound is okay and you can somewhat hear me play. Siddharth, what's up, my man? I saw your old guitar playing. Okay, so like an old video here on the channel? You can definitely steal my style, that's fine. It's always hard to steal someone else's style though, because you're always gonna sound like you, and that's a good thing. The sound a little bit lower. Which part you want? Is the guitar sound too low? So this is a Fender American Deluxe Strat, and I've done quite a few changes to it. So I've scalloped it, I've changed the nut and lots of stuff. Siddharth, my skills were godly at that time. Thanks, man. You're too kind, too kind. So it's true, you can definitely get the whole picture here on my YouTube channel, because you can go really far back. I think it's like 20 years. And then I think another 10 years back, I had a good, some good jamming videos, and I was in a good shape. And I think now I'm getting into probably better shape than then. Maybe, I don't know. At least the same. At least I think I play a little bit differently, I guess. Cool, man, Seori. It's an honor you want to copy my style, man. That's the best compliment you can get. It means the world. And hopefully you have the right material to do so on the channel here, because, yeah, well, I constantly show you bits of you know, tricks of the stuff I use all the time. If you make it, tag me on your TikTok. Do so, please. Thanks, man. So, are levels okay? Let me know if something is too loud or too soft. And let me know if it's like the guitar or the voice, and whether it's loud or soft. Siddharth, I actually started on an electric guitar, or I started on an acoustic. My first electric was like a red Japanese Squire. So not too different from this one, probably a little bit cheaper, but back in the days, those Japanese Squire were pretty damn good, so I really regret selling that guitar, actually. Oops. I did not, well, I took private lessons for 1 year with a Swedish guitarist, Christian Niemann, and he's very skilled, and he played with the band Therion, and he has a cool band going on now, which I can't remember the name of, but so you should check him out. But so I took 1 year, and basically he gave me an introduction to all these guitarists that I'd never heard of. And he also taught me like basic theory, like the modes and arpeggios, and we did some ear training during that 1 year. He didn't really teach me any techniques. A little bit of legato as his primary thing, and he's still he's really good at that, the legato, Alan Holdsworth inspired. But I thanks to the introduction to all those guitarists, I started buying these REH tapes, you know, the video tapes back in the days that were available, like, you know, the classic Yngwie stuff and that. And that's really where I learned the techniques stuff from. Violin, I like it. So that's a cello, and I can't play it. I haven't even got the bow or anything like that. It's actually from my father's grandmother or something. So it's in the family, and I keep it mostly for, well, I guess it's like a painting. Someday I might play it, but I have so many guitars and I never have time to play them all. So maybe I won't even reach that point. We'll see. Emo rock music? No, not really. Do you? I'm not sure if I play emo music, to be honest. Like Paradise Lost, that's gothic. I like that. That's true. You need the sock to play my licks. I always found that having my left hand warm helps me play. I don't know why. You know, if I wear a sweatshirt, I don't need it. But if I'm just in a t-shirt, just that extra warmth helps me. There's nothing scientific behind it. It's just a feeling I have, so I wear it. So yesterday evening, I practiced arpeggios, so let's see if we can do a bit of that. Siddharth, I don't have a schedule for live streams. You could say I have a schedule just for publishing my regular stuff because I upload them every day all the time. I don't live stream every day, but my goal is to live stream approximately once per week on each of my like 4 active social media channels. So that means one stream on Facebook, one stream on YouTube, one stream on Instagram, and one stream on TikTok, I guess, though I'm not really up to that number at all there. But here on YouTube, since this is seems to be the most fastest growing channel, maybe I'll do it a bit more often. I would like to do it twice per week. Can't tell you, I've tried having a schedule, but I feel that these live streams are really not that useful unless you get a happy Chris that's in the mood for communicating, right? If you get a pissed off Chris who doesn't want to be here at all, then they're no good, right? So I figured I'll just do them when I really feel like, and it'll be a good live stream. So I'm afraid I can't give you a better answer. I don't know if it's helpful, but if any of you guys are hanging on my other site, GMC, guitarmasterclass.net, if you're hanging out there, there's always a notification in the top banner regardless of which platform I go live on. So if you go there now, it's going to say, oh, live stream, YouTube, something, and you can click that. But that's the best answer I can give. Kindly, what's up, my man? Why not stream all at the same time? It's a good point. Never really been a fan of that. I think it's super confusing, but maybe there are good solutions now. You want to recommend something? I guess I could do that maybe. Yeah, I should probably try it. Maybe it's good now. Do you have that old metalcore tone on your amp? So are you referring to a tone I've had back in the days, or just a tone that used to be popular? I might have it. I can't say I'm an expert on metalcore. I do play a super versatile amp though. This is the Mesa Boogie Mark V. So most likely you can get close to it on this amp, but I wouldn't be able to do it. So can I play some guitar song? Sure, let's do another one here. This one is in C minor. It's called Tool Style C minor backing track. Yeah, I see what you mean with kill switch engage. No, I've never dialed in that. That would be like, from what I remember, would be a super gated, like scoop tone, maybe. Don't remember. I've heard a few of their tracks, they're pretty cool, but it's nothing I've dialed in. Eric Johnson, yeah. Let's try some. That would be Eric Johnson to me, maybe. Of course, this is more distortion than he would use, I think. It would be Eric Johnson licks on like an Yngwie style sound. I love Eric Johnson though, Dimebag, maybe. Dimebag. I'm a big fan of Eric Johnson, yeah. There's also something I've been trying to get into my playing more recently, the tapping stuff. And it's two-handed tapping, so you have to be somewhat comfortable with the hammer-ons for nowhere, right? Where you do this. So if you can generate tone with your left hand, that means you can more easily have your tapping finger here and not having to be bothered with the pick, right? So let's try it. Chris Jenkins, what's up, my man? So, one other thing I do a lot of times for, getting some inspiration for just coming up with phrases is to use arpeggios, and I'll just use the same shape, doing sweeping. But I'll play them slowly, right? So instead of doing that kind of thing, I would do maybe so it's super arpeggio based. But it's not played the jazzy way, and it's not really played the metal and shreddy way either, where you just go, usually a lot of arpeggios are done like that, right? Especially if you're sitting with an Yngwie style strat, it would definitely be. And that's cool, but sometimes it's just cool. That sounds better. Just play them slower. In order to do this, learn your minor triad arpeggios and major triad arpeggios. That's what I'm playing here. My string gauge, actually it's 08s on top, and then I think it's like a regular set. So these are Ernie Ball's Super Slinky, and it's the first time ever I try them. I put them on the Strat, and instantly I got Yngwie vibes. So Siddharth, I'm not comfortable dialing in kill switch engage. I've never played them, I barely listen to them. Sorry, man. Metal, well, this is pretty metalist, wouldn't you say? It's like a Tool style backing track. Are you referring to something more like, That's metalish. You know what, Sayori? I am using my fuzz pedal right now as a booster. So you can see this one. If I turn it off, it sounds like this. If I turn it on, and if I increase the fuzz, I can also choke the signal, so it sounds like this. I can bring you with me here so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Let's see if we can figure this one out. So yes, here it is. That's what I'm using. So I'm using the Silk Tone Fuzz. It's the only pedal I'm using. You see all these pedals? This is just like a tuner and noise gate, but this is the only pedal I'm using in front of the amp. And then the signal goes into the amp. I'm using the overdrive channel on my Mesa Boogie Mark 1. And then it goes through the loop. And here I have a bit of delay. And that's all you're hearing. So basically you're hearing two pedals and the amp. That's it. And because this is I'd say it's a very flexible pedal, you know, I use the volume stage as a booster and the fuzz to color the sound. And it has this high boost and low boost. There's even a cool functionality called cleanup, which works a little bit as a guitar pickup, where you would turn down the volume and clean things up. And of course, you have the bias, which is super cool. You can kind of choke the voltage, so the pedal doesn't get enough voltage, and that's what I'm doing right now. That is hard work. I subscribe you. Thanks, man, Adam. Yes, Sira, this is a Mesa Boogie. It's a Mark 5, and it's a fantastic amp. I've had it for like 15 years. It's just the best, except when something breaks and you're in Sweden. If it's not like a basic issue, you might actually have to send it back to the US, which I did. So that cost me almost the price of a, small little tube amp, just to get it repaired. So that's a bad thing, but other than that, it's just the most versatile beast I could think of. And of course, when I bought it, it wasn't quite as bad. You could actually get it serviced here, but since those 15 years, things have changed, and Gibson bought it, and things are a little bit different now. But it's still an amazing amp. Sueco, what's up? Strings Fever. Ooh, how to play pinch harmonics. I like it. So let's go back to me. Sorry about that. I could, of course, be a bit more creative if you'd like me to, give you the view of the pedals as I play them. Let me know if you want that. Otherwise, I'll just show pinch harmonics, which sounds like fun as well. So let's do it. First, let's try them in action. Tjena Wizard! Hur är läget? Find my videos! Roland, what's up? Don't think I have to close your fuzz. Is a ZVEX. No, the fuzz is it's a Silk Tone Fuzz Plus. Is that what you asked about, Roland? Okay, so let's do some pinch harmonics. Pretty good sound for pinch harmonics here. That's a good thing with having this, Yngwie Malmsteen sound with tons of distortion. Pinch harmonics are made easy. So, how do you play a pinch harmonic? So, the easiest way to visualize it is, imagine this is a string and you're kind of filming it from where it starts, okay? Like that. This is your string. And you're picking your string with a pick, right? Nothing strange. This is how you do it. But when you pinch harmonic, or when you play pinch harmonics, you're gonna pick the string, but you're also gonna touch it with the thumb. This is key, okay? So you're gonna have to touch the string pretty much as you strike it. So you're not doing pick and then touch with thumb. That wouldn't really work. You're picking and touching. Pick and touch, pick and touch, pick and touch, okay? So, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see my thumb, right? Okay, Now, you might have noticed I was also moving my right hand around. This is also critical because you're going to find that different pinch harmonics are in different locations on the string. And sometimes there won't be any pinch harmonic on some locations, so that's a good reason to search for new places to pick. And finally, and this might be the biggest and most overlooked little tip for your pinch harmonics, a pinch harmonic doesn't sound good unless you give it a good shake, okay? So even if I manage to hit the harmonic, that just sounds like failure. So I think a lot of students who are wondering how to do this, they actually manage to get the sound, but then they don't know what to do with the pinch harmonic. And here's the deal. It won't sound cool unless you shake it. Give it some vibrato, give it some bending. And the reason why pinch harmonics are hard is because many people attempting them for the first time haven't yet learned to properly bend and do vibrato. So that means even if you do everything correctly, you're not going to be able to give that final shake because you haven't practiced that. So that's an indication that you should first go out and practice bending and vibrato. Then you can get back to pinch harmonics and they should work for you. Good luck. So let's see what you guys are saying. Do I sell private guitar lessons? Yes, you can check out my site, KristoferDahl, where you're going to find all the info about my courses and private lessons. Strings Fever, no problem. Thanks for asking. I'm a lefty and I've been playing guitar right-handed for a few years. And my biggest problem is alternate picking. How do I increase speed? Ooh. Or is it because I'm lefty? Good news. It's not because you're lefty. If you're struggling with alternate picking, rest assured, it's one of the most difficult techniques there are on the guitar. At least if you ask me, it's the #1 tricky technique. Now, the reason being, it requires perfect sync, you know? Even if your picking is great, if your left hand is not, it's going to sound like crap. And the opposite is also true. And it's made even worse by the fact that we have to move between strings. If you combine all of those, it just turns into an impossible technique. A lot of people will find that alternate picking works pretty well on one string. So like, it's easier to play on one string. But as soon as there is string traverse involved, where you go from the thick strings to the thin strings, so like, it's a whole different beast. It might have looked easy there, but I can tell you the first one would maybe require, I don't know, a year or more of practice. The second one requires years in plural for sure, and even decades depending on how much effort you put into it. So it has nothing to do with the fact that you're lefty. It has everything to do with how you're practicing and basically how much time you've invested so far in it. Show vertical playing, that's a cool one. Pickups. These pickups are Fender SCN, Cobalt Noiseless something. Some people hate them, some people love them, but I think they're pretty good for this kind of Yngwie sound because they are stacked, so not true single coils. Okay, so let's go back to... Haha, behöver en lektion eller två? Satan vad du käddar. Tack Mr. Wizard. Var i Sverige bor du? Och hur länge har du lirat? Sorry, a little bit of Swedish here, but I guess that could be fun for you other guys here as well. Hear me speak my mother tongue. Actually, my father's tongue to be completely correct. Crazy Train. Oh, what did I do? My guitar string gauge is actually 08s. So it's a very Yngwie Malmsteen inspired guitar set. Okay, so, but back to alternate picking. I think a lot of people are wondering about this, right? Because it's such a cool technique and it sounds so aggressive. So let's try it. Oh, one more time. that's interesting. If you have a very trained ear, you might have noticed a little bit of difference there between what I did in the beginning, sounding very aggressive, very percussive, very staccato, and what I did towards the end, which sounded maybe a bit smoother, not as aggressive. And that's because in the beginning, I did strict alternate picking, and after a while, I started including legato in my runs. And that would actually be my #1 trick for alternate picking. Avoid it and play legato instead. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I would argue that hammer-ons and pull-offs is more closely related to alternate picking than a lot of people would think. It's going to be your #1 backup, because even the best players have bad days. If I have a bad day and I can't alternate pick, I will rely on hammer-ons and pull-offs. And if your hammer-ons and pull-offs are really good, then it's going to sound even better when you alternate pick. So there's a strong correlation between being good at hammer-ons and pull-offs and alternate picking. Let's do some more of it. So strict alternate picking would be something like that. Let's try one time. Well, I don't know, decently strict. And here's the legato version. Does it really sound that different? Don't get me wrong, I'm still picking a lot, but I'm also weaving in hammer-ons and pull-offs in between. So it's like every other note thing, you know, do a little bit of picking, do a little bit of hammer-ons and pull-offs. The scale is just C-sharp minor, or actually C minor because I'm tuned down. So just the 7-note scale. Sometimes I throw in the harmonic minor scale just because for the moment I'm so much Yngwie Malmsteen theme, right? I have the right guitar for that, and I play Yngwie Malmsteen licks with an Yngwie Malmsteen sound. So I can't help myself but do a little bit of harmonic minor, which is you know, one of the most commonly associated scales with Yngwie. So think C harmonic minor. Thank you, Dakota. Thanks so much. Sweet child of mine in the middle of this. That's as much sweet child of mine as you're gonna get from me. Should we mount fingers while shredding faster? I'm not sure what you mean with that. How mount? Can you clarify what you mean, and I'll be able to answer the question? I don't know any Rory Gallagher. Mr. Wizard saying, Stockholm. That's where I am as well. Good one. Sen tonåren, men känner att jag måste... Okay. That's a good... what Mr. Wizard is saying in Swedish there is actually a pretty common issue, right? We're struggling with hand synchronization. And it's good you've been able to identify that because hand synchronization, as I was just saying, you know, with picking, at least I was insinuating that your left and right hand, so hammer-ons and pull-offs, need to be somewhat coordinated with your picking. You know, that's essential. So hand sync is a problem, but you don't necessarily improve your hand sync by practicing both hands at the same time. Instead, what I recommend you do, try to figure out which part is the weakest. Is it the right hand or is it the left hand? I think in a good 90% of the time, it's going to be the left hand. So again, there are lots of good reasons for you to start with practicing legato and then just gradually add more picking. That's always going to sound good. Instead, if you're trying to be really good at picking and then think you can just throw in a little bit of left hand, I don't think it's going to work. So my general recommendation, especially if you want to do this kind of, you know, the stuff I'm playing now, right? You want to be able to do that. If you want to be able to do that, then legato is going to be your best friend. And then you can add more and more picking the better you get, you know. So, but of course, if you rather do something that, whatever, I don't know, maybe if you're into that, then yeah, it's going to be picking, right? But if you're thinking about those smooth flowing lines, legato is going to be your friend for sure. You're beautiful, buddy. You don't need all that makeup. Thank you. Warms my heart. Wonderwall. Ah. Something like that, right? Someone showed me that 25 years ago. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with all your comments. Yeah, the camera is mirrored. I get a lot of comments about that, but this seems to be how YouTube wants it. You know, maybe there's a setting somewhere to change that, but mounting, picking hand, fingers on the body. Oh, you mean anchoring? Yeah. There's some kind of recommendation for beginners that you shouldn't anchor, you know, when you're strumming. Makes sense. But if you get more advanced, you'll find there are a lot of applications where resting the fingers here can make sense. So I guess it depends a little bit on what you're practicing. If you're just trying to learn your first strumming patterns, then resting your fingers here, yeah, it doesn't make too much sense. But a lot of, you know, the more advanced picking, and we're speaking, you know, decades from when you learn this, a lot of the more advanced stuff, it's useful to anchor because you can kind of gauge the distance to your string without having to look, right? I can be more bothered about what my left hand is doing or what the drummer is doing or what I'm going to play next than actually look at where I'm picking. So it's a good way to gauge where you're at with the right hand. And also I think it's just, I think it can be good for your posture because, you know, holding your hand out here for a long time, especially when you're on the wrong side of 40, you know, that can be a little bit exhausting. So you want to rest your hand as well if you're practicing or playing for hours. So to me, it makes sense, though there are cases where you might not want to anchor. It's a little bit hard to say. We'd have to kind of look at where you're at currently and what you're trying to do, you know, in order to give you a definite answer that works for you. So let's see, maybe we can find another backing track here. I'm just going through the playlist I have on my channel with my own backing tracks. I've stopped doing other people's backing track for various reasons. One of them being is you never know when you're going to get some copyright strike or whatever, and I'm not, I don't think it's worth it. Another one is I think my own backing track tends to kind of bring out more of me when I'm playing, you know. If I've done everything from scratch to finish, it's just, I don't know, it's a weird thing to describe. It just feels perfect when you're playing over it. Sometimes you need the resistance though. So I do practice other people's backings, and most of all I practiced over like good songs because I feel it's easier to absorb a lot of the musical stuff going on. But when I'm performing, it seems I prefer my own backing. Sorry, big parenthesis there. Metal Man, what's up? How long have you been playing guitar? What guitar did you start on? I started on acoustic. I've been playing for around 30 years now. Arjun, no problem. Hope it makes sense. Charvel, I've never tried. Osus, what's up? Mr. Wizard, awesome. Check out my site, man. Means the world. B minor. I said that my backing tracks feel perfect. Well, this one didn't feel perfect. So this was the exception that proved the rule. Let's try another one. Let's try this one, F sharp minor. Sweet child of mine. Ooh, my explanations are incredible. Thanks so much, man. So I can't tell you the price of this Strat because I bought it secondhand. I think it was 20 years ago or something. But I think nowadays an American deluxe Strat is pretty expensive. Like maybe 1,500 bucks to 2,000 bucks, maybe new. I have no idea. I haven't bought new guitars for a long time, but I gotta play with this one. I tried a new lick live there. That's always tricky. Ooh, cute daddy. I feel cute. Yeah, I have one jazz bass. How many guitars? I think around 15, probably 10 that I play a lot. I've stopped counting. Ooh, my smile. Are you asking about my smile or something else? Oh, you started because of Geddy Lee, and I don't know who that is. Is that a bassist? Let me know. Oh, we're getting so flirty here. Girona wants to get in bed with me. Sorry. Dexter, it's mutual, man. Yes, true. I don't have any open slots right now for Zoom lessons. So you're mainly gonna, have to make do with my courses or my live streams. I might open up some slots. I haven't decided. I did some last autumn. Depends a little bit on how my schedule looks, because I'm trying to keep a steady flow with the shorts, and also I have some gear companies that have approached me, and that's going to take a little bit of time, at least in the beginning. So I can't give you any promises right now. The drums are programmed for sure. I don't have a drum set here. Smells like Teen Spirit. How are you gonna fit that in? There you have it. Master puppet. So would that be so? Yes, this is a Fender. It's actually the 50th anniversary Fender. So it has like a swamp ash body instead of older, and it's but other than that, it's like an older Fender American Deluxe. Best shredder other than Yngwie. Oh, I can't tell you. I have so many names, so many guitarists that I love. Tony McAlpine, his Maximum Security album, to me that's Yngwie elevated to something else. You know, very cool compositions I'm playing. But I do love so many guitarists out there like Alan Holdsworth, Eric Johnson, Marty Friedman, Blues Saraceno, your usual Satch and Vi, definitely. Greg Howe, a lot of the Shrapnel artists, a lot of the new people, which I'm so bad at names, but Matteo Asato, very cool. Moncuso. Yeah, the names escape me, but well, maybe start to play guitar. That's a good one. I wanted to get really good at something, and I love music. I think that was it. Can you show us the guitar back there? Which one? We can take a little guitar tour if you want to. So here is a fairly cheap vintage Icon Strat that I'm experimenting with. It's has an interesting scallop to it, and I have super thick strings on it. I have like interesting pickup configuration. Here's an Ibanez RG652 AHM. It's all, it's not stock. I have bare knuckles here, but I haven't done too much changes to this guitar. It's very nice. It has the classic Ibanez tremolo that's so good. Here's just like a solid body nylon string, and yeah, a couple of other guitars. I don't know how. This is one of my favorite guitars right now. Yep. And there's the Fender Blues Junior. Love this amp. There's a drum machine I'm practicing with. Here's the amp I'm playing now, which is the Mesa Boogie Mark V. Absolutely favorite amp. It's just incredible. The versatility and, you know, the 3 channels with 3 voicings, just unparalleled. And here are my pedals. Some of them. It's a messy floor. I'm really sorry about the mess. But it's actually been a lot worse, would you believe it or not? The Solar, yes, we can look at that. Are you thinking about getting a Solar? This guitar, I should say, was actually given to me by Ola himself. I did record a few demo videos for Solar, the company, when it was new. And I got to keep this one. It's a lot of fun. I love it. It's one of my favorite shred axes now. I didn't have to scallop it or anything because the frets are really good. They're really fat, jumbo-ish. I love the Duncan Solar pickups. I think he has other pickups now in the guitars, but I bet they're good because Ola has really good ears. But I love these Seymour Duncan or Duncan Solar. I usually shy away from high output pickups because they're I think they're a lot of times they just mess up the tone, and you can see this is an Evertune, and just ruins dynamics. But this guitar really has it down. I think very good dynamics, and it's just fun to play, even though it's high output. It's a bit rare. Love it. Very cool guitar. Coffee with Christopher Dahl soon on Ola England. That would be awesome. Which pickups do I prefer? I like low output pickups a lot of times, but I do like varying my pickups. So some pickups, fit different guitars, but probably my favorite single coils that I've tried and that I own is the bare knuckle Apache. I love them, and probably my favorite high output pickups are the Duncan Solars. I've had the classic GB Seymour Duncan GB and 59, but I never really connected with that. So yeah, that would be it. I should do metalcore with a long beard. Well, why not? I don't think my beard would look very good. It's a bit too thin. Yeah, I did play a few bands back in the days. I did a fusion band, and I played in some pop act just to get some live experience. But I don't know, it's weird, but I just want to get to the core of the music stuff, right? I just want to play, maybe write something. I don't want to carry around amps. I don't want to sit there and wait, do sound check and then wait 2 hours, don't know what to do. It's just a waste of time. I think maybe that would change if I started writing more of my own stuff. Maybe I'd want to go out again, but as it is now, it's just, I don't know. If I want to play in front of people, I could just do it here, right? So it's just, but I do love to create with other people, and I've had some very nice collabs over the years, just over the internet, just doing it the traditional way, sending files or stems back and forth and creating a song like that. I love that. So I love working with others, but the whole carry a heavy amp and go to some bar, man, no, I'm not into that. Mr. Wizard, möjlighet till Zoom-lektion. So right now I don't have any open spots for Zoom. Sorry about that. That might change, but I haven't really decided on that. The semester has just started. This is like my first week. The kids started last week, and now I get my first work week. So I haven't really decided how much of that I'll do. Guitarist of 10 years, drummer, cool. 1 year ago, I found that Christ is okay. That's good. You can play drums, bass, and Christ. Go for it. Which pickups do you prefer? Yeah, I already answered that one. Cool, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a lovely session. I'm so happy to have connected with all you guys. And I'd really love to basically hear more from you. So what you're working on. Because I think sometimes these live streams are a bit one-directional. It's just me playing and talking all the time. But I did get to hear a little bit, and we did get some questions. That's awesome. So if you have more questions or more stuff that you'd like me to cover, or that kind of reflects more what you're working on, that would be interesting for me to hear. And we should do that in coming live streams. I also got a good tip to maybe make another attempt at streaming at all platforms simultaneously. I might do that, might look that up. It's interesting. It's an interesting thought, actually. I do think it can become a little bit messy, because if you're on one platform and I'm answering Eric's question, and and there's no Eric in the live stream, you're like, what the heck, is this live or not? So I'm not a big fan of that, but maybe it's worth a try. Cool. A new subscription from Checkmate Bra. That's good. Thank you very much. That means we'll connect more easily next time. So thanks a lot for that. But yeah, it's been amazing speaking to you guys, and I hope to meet you soon again. And until next time, you know what to do, right? Practice, practice, practice. You've been wonderful. I've been Chris. See ya. Cheers.